Hello and welcome to the SHITE Game Awards 2014. So very basically what this is a sort of all the games which I have not liked / hated during 2014. So the games don't have to come out in 2014, it's just games that I have experienced over 2014. So, let's kick this off with Max Payne 3. It was a very weird game when it worked, and when it didn't work a lot. So Max Payne 3 was very weird. So it was a terrible port, and the fact that you couldn't make it window mode, and if you forced it, it went invisible and crashed. Um, so another thing was and I had it full screen, it looked like it was beautiful, 60 FPS to me, but when I recorded it, it'd be like 2, so that was horrible for recording purposes. And then eventually they released an update which completely broke it. And then they decided not to release any more updates since. So it's completely broken. There was whatever I paid for it down the drain, it never really properly worked. I mean, technically I could have played it on my own, but now it's just completely broken. It's a little bit like, bollocks to you, Rockstar, or it might have been Aspire or someone who's done it, but if it's a Rockstar thing, you suck. You absolutely suck. Because my first ever Rockstar game. No, it was my second Rockstar game. I had LA Noire as the first one. You sucked. And the next one is Osu or Ozu or Oz, as it says in the beginning. It's like, welcome to Oz. And I'm just like, ooh, what? But so it's a bit like Dance Dance Revolution, but sort of with clicking, and you can use the ZX, and you have to follow these things, and it's sort of terrible. There's no tutorial that comes with it. You have to download a tutorial, which is a bit like, and it's not just like, oh, download tutorial. It's like you have to drag a file into the menu and let it convert it into something. You have to find the tutorial. It doesn't give you a direct link to find the tutorial. It's all a little bit terrible. And apparently there's like a World Championships, which is how I found out about it, because people were talking about it. It's just like, it's such a terrible game. It's free. If you want to have a play with it, have a play with it. It's one of these things where free games to me can never be properly terrible as long as they work. It's not like you've put any money into it, but Osu is just terrible. Speaking of something that I have put money into and wants even more money from me, this isn't directly a game, but it's what allowed me to play things such as ETS2 and the Stanley Parable demo. It's a software called Crossover. I got it in a Humble Bundle a while ago, and it's a great piece of kit. It ran ETS2, it ran all these different things. There's loads of sort of given, sort of as it works. It's been defined by crossovers. This works. There's a load of them, a load of games which also work. And what they did was that it was on like crossover version 13, and crossover 14 came out, and what they did was they patched crossover 13 so it wouldn't work, which is really bad in my way. Yeah. So like, it's in the way that it didn't work. It's the fact that it has bottles, which is like, for example, you could install ETS2 into a Steam bottle. That's just like a special Steam one, but you also could have Windows 7 bottles, and each game sort of created its own bottle. So the idea is that when you started the game, it would start the bottle. But obviously you've only got one game working, so it'd only start one bottle. In the new patch, what it does is it starts all the bottles. So I have like 25 bottles all trying to run this. That's like trying to run 25 different virtual machines at the same time on a computer. It's not going to work. ETS2, which is already a bit of a laggy game using that system, was terrible. I really miss ETS. That's of course another game which I can't play, which is supposedly coming soon, but it's come to Linux before Mac, so I don't know what they're doing, and now they're focused on the American version. Not Max Payne. If I had have got the Stanley Parable, that would have been another game which I could have done, unless they've recently ported it to Mac, which I can't remember. So yeah, it's just sort of it's like 25 quid. It's not like a cheap upgrade. Like, oh, just upgrade for £5. It was 25 quid just to upgrade. I don't even know what the full price is. It's just terrible. Another thing is the fact that Crossover is basically just a graphical user interface for Wine, which is free. Which seems a little bit, free and open source, which seems a little bit. And next up, we have Team Fortress 2, a free game available on Steam, and it just seems a little bit really. I don't understand why everyone likes it. That's the thing. It just seems very, very simple and boring and confusing, and I don't like it. Don't play it. I don't understand how people could put hours and hours and hours into something that literally seems to have about 4 different guns. It's probably a lot more than that. I know there's Team Fortress fanboys going, but shush. So yeah, the next one is Only If, which is a strange puzzle game which I played a little bit. And it's a first-person adventure puzzle game. You play as Anthony Seal. I'm reading this off Steam. Slid. After having had to partying, wakes up to find himself, and it's all very, very, very strange. And I played a little bit of it. I can't remember if I put it on YouTube or not. It might have been so terrible. It was so terrible that I might have not even put it on YouTube. It was such a strange idea. I got like the first 2 or 3 done, and I never sort of played the rest of it because it seemed like a puzzle that's a bit shit. I might refer to it. I mean, it has very mixed reviews. It's got 2 stars and 3 stars. It's really not that. It's not. It doesn't like. If you have simple puzzle mechanics, then you don't need to explain it. But Only If is complicated and they don't describe it, which is the really bad issue. Next up, we have Little Inferno. Little Inferno was a game which the Artscast played and made hilarious, and then I tried to play myself, and it literally is just click one thing, put it into a fire. You know, there's no sort of excitement to it as much. You know, you need someone who is sort of really, really, really entertaining to make that work. And you know, I would hope to say that I'm quite entertaining, but I'm entertaining off what happens in the game. If nothing entertaining happens in the game and I can add to it, you know, you can't add anything to it very well. If I double the entertainment value, if the entertainment value is 0, it's still 0. Next one is Farming Simulator 2011, and eventually you'll get the idea that quite a lot of these games stopped working. So Farming Simulator 2011 was a game which I started playing on the YouTube channel. It then glitched and it went weird, so all the controls sort of bound to one key, and it'd say in the menu it's G key to extend your implement, and it wasn't. It had ended up being like P, but P would also make it go forward, which is not right at all, because it should be W, and it's bleh. And eventually it just like... So, and every time to fix that, what I had to do was I had to re-download the game, and I did that once and it worked for a while. And the second time I tried to download it, I can't remember. It either wouldn't download again, so like they straight outright deleted the like download thing, so I've bought the game which I now cannot download, or when I downloaded it, it just won't start, and it crashes on start or something. But like I can't even see the game anymore, which is just really annoying. Estranged Act 1, what a dull game. Estranged was this sort of Half-Life mod that was sort of done for free. Apparently there's going to be an Act 2 that's going to make you pay for it. Honestly, if it's... Like, a load of people complained about the length. It wasn't the length for me, it was just boring, you know. Come on, we need more stuff. You know, there wasn't a lot happening. Some confusing things and just... bleh. Back to the sort of... it doesn't work anymore type of thing, is Call of Duty Black Ops for Mac. That's another game which stopped working, so I downloaded it, and now it won't work again. It's just Steam, this is not good. Like, I've bought a game, I presume that it should be available for download, or at least give me a warning that it's been taken down for download, or that the current version is broken or something. Aspire, you suck. Then we have The Binding of Isaac, which is like people's favourite game apparently, and it's boring to me. It's boring. It's annoying that you can walk in like... It feels weird about walking and firing in different directions. I don't know why, and it's just bleh, and I didn't like it. I might do a Jake Plays that hasn't been done on the channel. This is just me playing it on my own. But speaking of a game which has been played on the channel, Super Meat Boy. Super Meat Boy only had ever 1 episode, and episode 2 was meant to be the Christmas special, but I accidentally deleted it because the hilarious was footage. The footage was hilarious, and it's one of those things where it's so bad. Like, I hated that game. I'm someone who likes puzzle games. I don't like games which are just repeating it because you've got to be a millimeter better. Like, that's not fun to me, you know. Super Meat Boy just infuriated me, and it should die in a hole. Speaking of things which should die in a hole, the Creative Serena should die in a hole. It's a weird sort of game which you could create in PowerPoint. And I know there are games sort of like this. I mean, Walking Dead, I suppose, is a little bit like it. But, like, it just, like, nothing happened and I got incredibly bored. I think it was played for Horror Week, if I remember correctly. Or I might have recorded it for Horror Week and then never ended up putting it in Horror Week. I can't remember. I don't know if it's on the channel or not. I hope it is, because I've put YT next to it, so I'm hoping to download it from there. Because I don't want to play it. It's horrible. This is now oh, Flappy Bird. It was a phenomenon which should make my iPhone 5, which I had to dig out to play this game. It should make it to cost £1 billion according to eBay, because it's so good. It has stuff on it. God, this thing feels small. It's ridiculously small. Also the screen's got broken at some point. It's like strange. Anyway, terrible game. I never got into it. Again, it's sort of... I must admit, I actually found myself when I was recording this getting like addicted, sort of. As you can see, I got 14, which I'm pretty sure wasn't even me, it was somebody else. But, you know, I never really got into it. I never got into the weird clones that came with it. It wasn't fun. It was just copied of stuff, but it's just... bleh. I'm happy it sort of got away. There's people who still play. Like, there's one... Do you know someone plays at college, and quite a few people sort of started picking it up. You know them sort of metal things? Metal sort of roller coaster looking things, and then you have to get like a hoop and go around it, but if you touch it, it creates a circuit and it beeps. It's like that. So it's like it's like a zaggy line with like a circle around it, and you have to tap it to make sure the circle doesn't hit the thing. Just let it die, please. Next we have Garrys Mod, which I bought Garrys Mod because of the Yachtcast, playing the sandbox mode and sort of building robots and different things, which look quite cool. But you know, and I still sort of like that. I very rarely do it, but it's sort of all the new Garrys Mod things like Trouble in Terrorist Town. Loads of the Minecrafters do it, and I just don't watch those videos at all. And it's what really makes me want the old Cosmic Panda YouTube thing up, where I don't want to see this one single video, get rid of it off my home screen. You know, not all the time, but just that one video. Because every time, you know, there'll be 5 of them uploaded, because, you know, the whole group I think upload at the same time. I just go, don't want you, because it's Garrys Mod, and I don't like Trouble in Terrorist Town or the thing Prop Hunt. That's just hide and seek, really, in a video game. Next of all is Fez, which is, to think of it, really, I don't know why it's in here. It's one of these things where I've played it a little bit, and it doesn't sort of grip me. Like, when I made this list, it must have done something to annoy me, and I generally can't remember what it is. So Fez is the game from the indie movie. I suppose due to that I had more expectations of it, and it's just a little bit... So yeah, I can't exactly remember the reasons why it's in here, but it's shite anyway. But if it's like cheap, I'll probably still get it, because I got it very, very cheap when I got it, so I shouldn't be too pissed, I suppose. Next of all, this is something I really am pissed about, because it's a Minecraft server thing, and it's the only Minecraft server which do it, and it's quite nice. It's sort of, if you want something a bit more challenging than the Hunger Games without it being quite as dreadful as UHC, because I've actually found UHC servers recently, but it's Battledome version 3 on the Nexus server. Battledome V3, the main thing that spoils it is when you kill someone, they drop their stuff, but they drop it at spawn. They don't drop it, you know, so you don't go after, there's no reason to go after people and kill them to get their stuff, because it all goes back to spawn, and the people who've just died can go and pick it back up again. Which means that, and another thing is, so when you die, you go back to spawn, and you can immediately start killing people who are trying to get better stuff. It seems such a crazy idea. I really do hope they improve it. It is technically better, I suppose, because it's the new Nexus V2 or whatever they're trying to do. But like, it's ruined Battledome for me, and I don't enjoy it. I'm quite happy that I found the Xmas server, I think it is, that do UHC, which is really good. Next of all, we have FIFA, or Football International Fucking Assholes, as I like to call it. So I've got like the iPhone game, which is like 1.5, 2 gigs, which is ridiculous. And I don't like the FIFA 14 on the PS4. I had the demo of that. I didn't enjoy it. It's just all a bit really. I've done a lot this video. You know, it's just not fun to me. It's just generally incredibly boring. Speaking of things which are generally incredibly boring, The Sims Freeplay. So I've been watching a lot of people, so you've got Good, Milby, and MC Gamer, who are all playing The Sims, and The Sims isn't out for Mac yet, and I don't really want to buy a really expensive game, because I'm not sure how Origin worked, and now crossover is broken, I'm even more screwed. It's such a boring game. I don't know if it's a Sims 1 that's like being converted or whatever, but it looks terrible. It's like I have one polygon for a face. And we've sort of just gobbed a face onto, like I have Jennifer Lawrence and Donald Trump, because I just sort of went random. Who does this look like? This looks like Donald Trump. So this is Donald Trump. It's just terrible, really. It's just a load of waiting about, which is sort of the aim of the game with these free-to-play games. They'll make you wait ages unless you pay £12 million, and then we'll speed it up by 12 times. It's just a stupid idea. I don't like it, and they lock you down so that like you have to get a certain level to be romantic to somebody. It's just like, what? Like literally, there's one option on the first level. I know that there's levels in The Sims 4 or whatever it is, but it's still a little bit. You know, like this new one is so limited. It's so terrible, and it takes up a lot of space. What's with EA free-to-play games and them taking up a load of space? Next, we have Dirt 3. Dirt 3 is sort of, like, it came out very soon after Dirt 2. I like Dirt 1 the most, and then Dirt 2. The reason why I don't like Dirt 3 so much is the fact that it's really focused on Gymkhana and not proper rallying. And the second thing is the fact that it's hard to see how you're progressing. Like, Dirt 1 is fantastic. It's just a giant pyramid. You have to get to the top of the pyramid. Very simple to understand. Dirt 2... a little bit harder, but you know, you can sort of see yourself completing different countries and whatever. And I like Dirt 2. But Dirt 3 and probably Dirt Showdown's the same, although I haven't played it. It's bad. It's just sort of... it doesn't inspire you to play it anymore because you don't know, you know, it's not like, yes, I've just completed this layer of the pyramid, let's start on the next one type of thing that you get in Dirt 1. Dirt 2 is sort of slightly similar, but different. That's it, just Dirt 3, no, shite. Dirt 2 and Dirt 1 are the ones you want to go for. Thief! Thief is my first ever Square Enix game. I got it for PS4 for like 25 quid when it should have been 45 in the shops if I downloaded it. So I got it, and that is a most tedious game. It's literally the same mechanic, the same everything, just over and over and over and over and over again. And it's so boring. And it's very hard to navigate because everything is literally like this same 5 buildings copied and pasted. It's just, FIFA is just a terrible game. The second Square Enix game I've ever had is Tomb Raider, which is on the series, which is on the channel, should I say, and that is just miles above. The next one we have is Foamcraft and all magic mods, including the Magic World mod pack. I've had people try to teach me how to use Foamcraft. I did a series on Magic World because I wanted to sort of develop my skills in Foamcraft, which I have none. And it's just so confusing and so tedious and so grindy. I don't understand why people like it. I know you can get cool stuff at the end of it, like Boots of the Traveller and different things, but I'd just rather have someone who likes Foamcraft, and I'll just pay a million things just to do it, just to give me the things. And next of all, we have Far Cry 3. Now, the reason why Far Cry 3 is here is not because of the game. I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed getting all the encampments that I did afterwards, you know, sort of taking them over. But what's really annoying is the trophies, because it doesn't sort of tell you that trophies, like, for example, there's like, you know, take an encampment without them getting spotted or whatever, or take an encampment out using just silent weaponries, or, you know, or a knife, and you can't do that if you've already you know, taken them. I don't think there's even an achievement for doing all the encampments. So, you know, it's sort of like you should do your achievements first and then attempt to do your sort of, let's do all the encampments, let's do all this, let's do all that. So that kind of annoyed me that I can't 100% the game, because that's what I was going to do instead of Far Cry 4. So I decided to get Far Cry 4. Anyway, so that's it. That's 22 games, all of which are shite. The reason why I decided to do 22 is due to Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, and my name is Jeff. Excuse me. My name is Jeff. That's better. It's sort of, that's how the MiNameIsJake channel is meant to be said, because lots of people struggle with it. So if I could tell them it's just like the My Name is Jeff meme, but with Jake at the end of it instead of Jeff, it's a lot easier to understand. So yeah, tomorrow is brand new year 2015. Seems crazy. My car will be 8 years old in April. I haven't had my car for 8 years, just to make that clear. I got it October the 3rd, like October the 5th or something. So anyway, I need to check that. Anyway, so tomorrow on the 1st is going to be the not so SHITE games of 2014 going into 2015. Many games which have been on the YouTube. I mean, like if you look at this, videos that have been on the YouTube channel: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the poop games. And the good games we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And a load of them which I really want to put on the channel. So anyway, I hope you enjoy them for tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, it helps me out a lot. Subscribe for 2 videos every single day. And remember to check out the description for my Twitch and Twitter links. I'm definitely not going to put links to most of these because they don't deserve a link. And most of them are like older games. Some of them. Anyway, and unlike PS4 or mobile, so I can't really link to them. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I shall see you all in the next one. Cheerio.